What's up? What up? It's Mecca.
It's Dino.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to XPN. Let's talk about it, where we discuss game trailers, gameplay, something that we see, and then we just kind of talk about it. I never know what he knows.
And he never knows what I know.
So, what? Same thing. Anyway, so so we're just gonna discuss what we saw for the game. Let's talk about Disintegration.
Disintegration. It took me a second to figure out how to say it.
I'll give you a little background on the game because I actually know a little bit about this one. So this one is
this is speaking a team, to him.
It's a team of 30 people. It's like a mixture of AAA and some like emerging people, whatever, right? AAA veterans or whatever. Yeah. Actually, some of these guys worked on Halo. And they're
I can see that.
They're like known people who worked on Halo.
I can see probably the landscape.
So the game itself, it's supposed to be a mixture of like first person with RTS, right? Mm. And you can kind of see it in the gameplay, like just very. How do I say this? It's you can see it in the gameplay by means of like you're always on those machines called graph cycles. And that's going to be you. That's always going to be you. And you're kind of overlooking the battle. You can get a little closer to the ground, but you're always looking over the battle. And apparently the single player versus a multiplayer will kind of play the same, except for it'll be like 5v5. So 5 cycles versus 5 people, 5 cycles, as you move your team in, as you try to basically obliterate other players by strategizing and moving around them. What I did notice is that a lot of the battles end up being like, you kind of forget your guys. Like you tell them an objective, you forget your guys, and then the graph cycles like end up fighting each other.
Yeah.
Right. And so
it's more of a, if anything, if they're gonna do the multiplayer, since it's so early game, take out your little companions and just make it a hoverboard fight.
I wonder. I'm sure that they'll have like other different like playlists within or like playable modes within the game, and like maybe that'll open up that kind of thing. My first impressions of the game, it looks interesting. I'd have to play a beta of sorts or some sort of demo to really like get into it and like understand like, okay, do I like this? Is this fun for me? I personally played. I've played a few RTSs and they're fun. But it's not a game that I continuously go. It's not a genre I continuously go back to, or like it's a must-have for me.
If anything, this is definitely a more gameplay RTS. Not like this is more.
You're talking about like you're. I know what you mean, but not. You're not. It's not your typical RTS. It's like RTS, and then of course you have that
shooty.
Like you're also there. Kind of like boots on the ground.
It's a hybrid. You have to strategize about your 3 other guys. It doesn't seem to be that much like you're not punished as much as if they do die. We don't know because we haven't played the game,
right?
But seeing from the online, like they don't really matter. They're just they can help you, but if they die, it's not the end of the world. I wasn't able to find much detail as to how the ground people work. I just know that they're going to be AI, so you can never go. I wish you could.
Yeah, Dino was saying that he wishes he could.
I wish I could. You could play if you can make it where you can play all those characters. Now that's some fun gameplay.
Or like you're one of the people protecting them, and like your group, other players are becoming those guys.
Like so it's the same mechanic except. You would have boots to the ground gameplay,
but you would lose the RTS mentality completely.
No,
yeah, because people can still go off and do whatever they want.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it seems to be that you are in charge of these 4. Like, you are one of the 4 all the time. If you can rotate the 4.
Is it 4? I thought it was 3.
You are the pilot, and then the 3 people on the floor.
Oh, I see. Okay, so 4. Okay.
So you are always one of the 4. Is what I'm trying to say. Where if I was one of the characters on the ground, my pilot would be an AI. And who knows, that would make the gameplay more challenging for multiplayer since it seems like that's where they want to go. Where you don't know if the pilot's going to be a player or if the one on the ground's going to be a player. That would make it a little bit more challenging because then you have to really take those other characters serious. But other than that, it seems to be like you're the giant playing with your toys. Even though you may be the same size, it's just the perspective it gives.
Right. I will also say the visual aspect of the game, it totally reminded me, it's got a bit of a, like, now that I see the gameplay, not so much, but the trailer, when I first watched the trailer, it was giving me like Destiny looking vibes. Now that I see the game, when you actually watch a gameplay and you watch like,
I see Halo now.
Huh?
I see Halo.
Yeah, you see some of those aesthetics, a bit of the landscapes, and like so how the firefights kind of end up being. Definitely reminds me of like Halo. You're like it's like watching you and other players like
play Halo.
Yeah, exactly. So the firefights definitely feel that way, and which is fine. I mean, I like Halo firefights. They're not epic, but they're fun.
Yeah,
that's how I see this game. Like, some of these fights don't really seem epic or anything like that. They don't seem grand or visual. Like, whoa, I can't believe I fucking did that.
It just seems like you're.
It's like skirmishes,
Yeah,
like little skirmishes as you go in and like you strategize. So
yeah.
If that's the kind of gameplay you like, I think this game might be for you. Honestly, I think it might be for more people than, like, some people might watch it and be like,
if you're not into real-time strategies, but admire them because you do look good. Like, this is definitely that hybrid where it's like, no, this
you might want to jump in and try it.
Yeah, because this is categorized under that, but does not play like that. Good detail in this game, I will say that. They don't need the buildings to be destroyed the way they are, but they are.
Yeah, I don't. Again, as I watch the game, I'm actually like, wow, like this looks fun. I need to have a way to try it.
The story better be good.
See, this is where I think the game will be bland.
The campaign better be good and worth it to tell this. Like this guy, because they're saying like bring humanity back. Like, please be a good story for this concept.
I think the story is going to be generic and bland. Honestly, I don't feel it coming
That's
out.
where the real downer is. Like, oh, you guys, you have something that could be something unique.
Yeah.
Come on, do it. It's still early.
So let me give you just the names here, so you know. One of them we got is Halo co-creator Marcus Leto and Mike Gutman. Which is a former studio lead at SOCOM developer Zipper Interactive, and it's being published by Private Division, which is actually Take-Two's indie label. So it was taken as an indie game, but it's like it almost wants to be a AAA. But I don't think it's gonna get there. I don't think it'll be a triple. Like, it almost wants to be a AAA, but it's like how you like to say, a niche, like a niche audience.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It doesn't really have like a.
It's not gonna get the giant numbers that they're predicting, but it will get some sort of crowd, and they will be loyal, and it won't be many.
So
is this on PlayStation only?
No, I don't think so. I think it's coming out for both.
I don't know. It just got that vibe.
I will also say this is a 12 to 15 hour single player, which also, so this is also something that kind of worries me, because it's like they're presenting it as a plus. Like, dude, it's a 12 to 15 hour. Like, check it out. For a first person game, that's really long. Right, unless you're playing like an RPG type, or like a Mass Effect. Cyberpunk is coming out soon, so unless you're playing like that type of game where the hours are like, do you need that game to be big?
I guess the question is what it is. Is it gameplay due to difficulty, or
right? Like, why? Like, so we're spending this many hours. Is it because the battles are well done, where you can have many different ways to achieve victory? Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping for, because the RTS games that I've played have which is I might as well name him. One of them was Halo Wars.
Halo Wars.
Yeah,
I wanted to play that.
And then the other game that I played was Tom Clancy's End War. And like those are the main two ones that I actually played. I've tried a few others, but I just didn't get into them. And then I've played RTSs obviously on my phone, things like that. But the main thing about an RTS for me is that I have to be able to feel like I'm making a difference in the way that I'm strategizing against the enemy, right? If I can go at the enemy in any way and still and feel like I could have had victory no matter what, then it feels like I'm like, I don't know how to explain it. The feeling is kind of like, it's like, why then? Why am I doing it this way?
Yeah.
You know, why strategize all this just when I could have gone head first and won the battle anyway? So that kind of sucks when that kind of gameplay exists in RTS, you know?
Yeah.
But again, I think the novelty of this game is the fact that you are also part of the battle yourself, as you are in this graph cycle kind of overhead, commanding your guys, but you're also helping them and like fighting. You are part of it, and that will also be exciting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And honestly, in all honesty, you're not a general. Like you're not taking like the general standpoint where you sit back and you give orders. You're in the battle, which allows for like human like error on your part, where like you were so focused on doing one thing, you forgot about your guys over here.
Yeah.
You know, and now you're losing.
That's where this real strategy will come in.
Yeah, like you really have to like be careful. And like,
there's nothing wrong with the game that makes you feel like you're too godly, and then you get the reminder that you're not. I like those games. It's like, oh, so there might be a chance to be like this. Okay.
Well, especially in multiplayer, it'll give players a chance to outsmart their enemies, right?
Yeah.
I like how it looks. I
can't wait for it to be free on Xbox Game Pass.
Right. I like how it looks. I'm not like super down on the on the aesthetics, and like I feel like some of it just is like a mixture. Like we got like mechs and like Destiny looking things and like Halo looking things, and like at the same time it's just like a generic world.
Dude, they'll impress me if they make it where you can switch your character.
Yeah. You saw that you could be different types of characters,
different types of pilots
for the graph cycles. Yeah. What do you mean then? Oh, you mean like on the ground?
I mean, I want to play as that giant tank, or that girl that's the sniper, or that third character I can't identify because the screen never lets me focus on those actual characters.
Yeah.
But they're there. Like they have details, they have abilities. They're there for a reason. They're not just useless. Like if they want to make them important, make us play them.
Yeah. Well, I will say this final verdict is the game actually looks pretty cool.
Because to me, it just seems like the pilot's the healer, and I hate being played as the healer.
Some people like that, man.
I know.
Some people like
but
that.
like that's the vibe.
But you're not
getting.
The healer. You're actually fighting.
Yeah. But you're the freaking healer.
Anyway, any last thoughts, man?
Let me know when you can play the other characters.
So Dino's not down for it. I try it. I say I try it if there's a beta. And
I mean, I'm not hating it, but if you really want me to play it, let me play as those other characters. That's all I'm asking. It's not that hard.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. And if you like what you hear here, subscribe, and catch us next time.
Peace.
See you guys later.